Today is the day. And I am terrified. I am terrified. I am terrified. I need lip gloss. Yeah, I need lip gloss. Hey guys, it's Zuri and I'm back with another video. So, yesterday submissions opened for the Webtoons contest. So, things have officially begun and I made a discovery the day before yesterday. The discovery I made was that I made a bit of a mistake when formatting my comic. So what I realized is that I made the space between the panels too small. So for those of you who don't know, there's like a bit of a rule when you're making a webcomic, and they actually provided a post with basic editing tips. I didn't read all of it, I admit that, so that's definitely why I made this mistake. I will link it down below and I'm going to show you on screen what I mean. So basically this rule is all about spacing, which affects timing and mood. So the space between your panels, which are your images in the webcomic, affects the rate at which the reader scrolls through the comic. Because it's a vertical format, you're going to be scrolling to see the next image. So the amount of space between each panel not only controls the speed of scrolling, but it also affects the mood. So in this post, it talks about that. It's called gutter space, as you can see. And the lack of gutter space in this example, as you can see, I'm scrolling pretty fast here. It makes the sequence feel hurried, as this says. So what I didn't realize was that my comic, it doesn't have a lot of space between each panels, if any, so there's not like a lot of breathing room, so it might feel a bit rushed through. As you can see, the difference with varying gutter space, you have a little bit more space between, so you have like the main focus on this guy and you can kind of settle on him, whereas before you were getting some of the leg, you were getting the next image down below, so you want to kind of go and see what's next. Whereas there's more space here to really focus on each scene. And I did notice like spaces in between panels in other comics that I've read, but I just didn't connect the dots, but now I know. I feel like that's like the main thing I think I made a mistake on. So now I'm going to show you what my comic looks like in terms of gutter space and the panels, and you're going to see exactly what I mean. Okay, so now let's take a look at my own comic and I'll show you what I mean when I say the gutter space is virtually non-existent. So here we have the cover page, and when you upload a webtoon before you officially publish it, you are able to preview it on both a widescreen and what's supposed to look like a phone screen, so you can see how it's going to look on a laptop versus on a phone, because people read webtoons on their laptop, on their phone, on whatever devices they have, right? And so the day before yesterday is when I realized that the panels are close together and that they're going to be jumbled. Again, I didn't really think about panel space or gutter space at all beforehand. So let's take a look at the phone one first, so we'll be able to see what it looks like. Okay, there we have in the middle of the screen. So we scroll down and each page kind of takes up the whole screen. So in this instance, it's not so too bad, but you can see that the panels are very close together, and so you kind of have to stop, read, scroll, stop, read, scroll, which isn't super annoying on the phone. At least I personally don't think so. Hello. Sunshine wants to play. My dog wants to play. But when it comes to the PC, however, we can see this. So when you go on the website, this is how it's going to look. It's a little choppy. So, okay, we have the title screen. Then we pause and read the first part. Pause and read the second part, but this is still all one page. So that's a panel, and you can see the top of the next panel. So it's not like the panel is front and center and that's what we're focusing on. You can also see the other panels, and so you're kind of like, okay, what's the next image? I think the main thing is focusing on one image at a time, one panel at a time. And the other thing that I kind of mixed up, which somebody clarified for me, was that a panel is different than a page. So a panel is just an image, or an image that you would see in a box, but it doesn't have to be outlined by a box. It's just one image or one scene that's in a comic, versus a page is a series of maybe 3 or more panels. You don't want to crowd a page with too many panels, but you know, people can fit as many as they want. So I think 3 to 5 is a good amount. I'm not sure. So I mixed up panels with pages, thinking that panels meant pages, but no. No. So yeah, as you can see from my comic here, the panel spaces aren't very wide, so the gutter spacing, it might not be as bad. I don't know how bad it comes across to like someone who's well versed in webcomics, but I do know that panel spacing is something that I am going to be working on come the next episode. So the format might be a little bit different, but the storyline will continue all the same. So at this point, you might be wondering, what is your webcomic about? So my webcomic is entitled We Never Happened, and it is about this boy named Clark who volunteers at an animal shelter during the summer, and while he's there, he runs into the most popular girl at his school named Sage, and they start talking, they start hanging out, and before you know it, they're dating. And so he's expecting that things are going to be a lot different when the school year starts. However, when he goes to talk to her on the first day back at school, she basically yells at him, tells him to leave her alone, and denies that they ever had a relationship. So him and his friends come to their own conclusions about why this might be happening, why she might have denied their relationship. But maybe there's a little bit more to the story. Maybe something else is going on that they don't realize. So yeah, this is just a fun teen romance, teen drama story. It's supposed to be light, and you know, it's in the heartfelt category of the competition because it gets a little serious at some points. But ultimately, it's a cute little romance story. At least that's what I hope it comes across as, a cute little romance story. So anyway, yeah, I am very nervous to upload this, but they often say that you are going to be your biggest critic. So, you know, I'm recognizing my mistake in this. It might not be a huge mistake, but it is like a formatting technique that I do need to work on. So that's why I decided to film this video. I am no expert on webcomics, so for anyone else out there who has any other advice, you can let me know. And for anyone else out there who is also in this competition or doing some other kind of webcomic, you might find this video useful. So yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. Check out my webcomic. I will leave it in the description down below so you can check it out. Subscribe if you want to see more videos. I might not always talk about Webtoon, but you know, I'll talk about other random things and do other stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye!